Let's talk about the NFL draft. It took place in Philadelphia from, Thursday to Saturday?
Yep.
7 rounds, like 300 picks made. Oh, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about every single pick the Seahawks made because you, the people at home, you love it. So we're going to talk about it. So I'm just going to roll through it here. With the 35th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Malik McDowell, a defensive tackle out of Michigan State. What should we know about Malik McDowell?
Malik McDowell, as you said, from Michigan State, coming from the Big Ten Conference. This guy is a large athlete. You guys are making fun of me for writing that, but
No, he's what?
he's 6'6", 295 pounds.
That's a large athlete.
He's a big boy,
Yeah,
and he's
that's
an
a large
athlete. So he earned freshman All-American honors in 2014 at Michigan State. As a sophomore, he racked up 13 tackles for loss and 4.5 sacks. He suffered an ankle injury his junior season, which affected his stats quite a bit. He wasn't able to play the last month of season there. But he's making it. He made it big time, and he's a big guy, and he can move well. He has long arms that will extend to push blockers back and a strong base, allowing him to be explosive off the first step. And he has a versatile experience at Michigan State, playing both on the inside and the outside of the defensive line. So good first pick by the Seahawks there.
Dang.
So a little bit of defensive line help. That's the first thing the Seahawks chose to do. With the 58th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Ethan Pokic. Help me out, DJ.
I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Posick or Pokic.
Pokic.
He's
An
gonna,
offensive lineman from LSU.
He's going to make it big time, and we're going to know in like 2 years.
Yeah.
We're all going to be wearing his jersey. So.
Yeah.
And he might even see the field this year. But
Tell me about him then, DJ.
he's a 6'6", 302-pound offensive lineman from LSU. He's probably, they'll say he'll either play guard or tackle, but I see him more as a guard because he only has 33-inch arms, and that's short for an offensive lineman. If you put him out on the edge, then he won't be able to strike and keep separation very much with his arms with those defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
So I see him more of as a guard, but I think he can. And he played center in college.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Justin Britt is our center, and Justin Britt isn't going to bounce out to guard or tackle because he's already been there. So, yeah, it's a solid pickup for the Hawks.
With the 90th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Shaquille Griffin, a cornerback out of Central Florida.
Yeah, Shaquille had a good combine, 4.3840, 35.5-inch vert, so he's a pretty good athlete. 6'2", 190, good speed and size. He looks to be that Sherm replacement when they're going to eventually deal him when they're tired of his mouth antics and everything else that Sherm has done wrong for Seattle. He allowed just 32.9% of the throws his way to be completed. He's a second-team all-conference guy, had 50 tackles and 4 picks. Those 4 picks were a team high. He's a good cover guy man-to-man. He has some zone deficiencies, absolutely. I mean, with only 4 picks, though, he's not going to be an explosive go-get-the-ball guy. He just seems like a good man-to-man coverage guy, and you're just not going to throw the ball his way.
Yeah, out of all the cornerbacks, he gave up the most touchdowns in 6 in the draft.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that
wow.
was my next point.
My
Thank
fault.
you, though. Appreciate you.
So an interesting selection there. Not a lot of interceptions. He gives up a couple touchdowns here and there. Interesting. With the 95th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Delano Hill, a safety out of Michigan.
Yeah, so Delano Hill, like Christian said, is a free safety for Michigan. Comes in at 6 foot, 205 pounds. And he was kind of overshadowed by the Browns' first-round pick, Jabril Peppers. I mean, a lot of guys on that defense were, with maybe the exception of Taco Charlton, but he's a Dallas Cowboy now. But he had a couple good seasons at Michigan. NFL.com said that he has good size and fits the safety prototype, but lacks speed and coverage skills. So I kind of see him as coming in, and maybe if he makes some plays in the preseason on special teams, that's where he could be an asset to this team this year. But as for his free safety position, Earl Thomas has that on lock, at least for this year. So maybe he could just grow and learn under Earl for a couple years and then step into the position.
That is fair. Okay. With the 102nd pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Nazir Jones, a defensive tackle out of North Carolina.
Nazir Jones is 6'5" and 304 pounds.
You got all the big boys.
He's a big athlete. In his junior campaign at North Carolina, he had 70 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, and 2.5 sacks. His strength is what got him to this level. Jones will initiate contact, and he has the strength to push defenders off his chest and keep them at arm's length. His wingspan has allowed him to break up 10 passes in his college career. What's going to hurt him is his awareness. That was one of his weaknesses. He's easily fooled and not quick to recover. And he doesn't really think of counter moves when attacking the rush plan. So that'll be interesting.
That scares me in this conference just because of the amount of play action that Arizona and San Francisco and all these teams run in this. That scares me.
So definitely a guy with some development that needs to take place with the 102nd pick from the Seahawks. All right, with the 106th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Mara Darboh.
Darboh.
Man.
Kind of like Harbaugh. He's from Michigan.
Amara Darboh, a wide receiver out of Michigan.
Yeah, so Darboh has an interesting story. He actually is from Sierra Leone, where he was born and grew up for a few years, but unfortunately, due to a civil war in that country, he lost both of his parents at a young age. But him and his family, his extended family, were able to come over to the United States, where he kind of, at first, in junior high, he actually was a soccer player. And then it wasn't until high school where he started playing wide receiver, and he just kind of found a niche there. And so I think coming in, he'll have some development to do, but he has good measurables at 6'2", 214 pounds. I think he can come in and maybe serve as that like Paul Richardson, who gets a few catches here and there and makes plays. I mean, 6'2", he's bigger than most of our wide receivers, so he can be a red zone target for us.
Yep, a guy with a very cool story. We'll see how he develops in his career as a Seahawk. With the 111th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Tedrick Thompson, a safety out of Colorado.
So Tedrick representing the Pac-12, gotta love that. 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. In his 2016 season with Colorado, Thompson had 7 interceptions and broke up 16 passes. He's a smart player with good instincts, and his athleticism helps him to make plays. His average height for a safety, can afford to get a little bit thicker because it has been said that he lacks physicality and contact. So he uses his brain to make plays, but stays away from contact.
That doesn't work in the Hawks secondary. That's the exact opposite prototype of what the Hawks have had for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Let's hope this guy's back is not broken. With the 187th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Mike Tyson, a safety out of Cincinnati.
I guess if you want to make a kid tough from a young age, you name him Mike Tyson.
Right. Right.
I feel like you're just hedging your bets that your kid's going to be tough as nails. Tyson is a versatile safety and also plays corner. He ran a 4.52 at the combine. Little slow for what I would like to see out of a secondary player, but I can get over a 4.52. He's 6'1", 204, 46 tackles and 5 picks this year for Cincy. I guess his claim to fame, because we're down here in the backgrounds of the draft now. His claim to fame was he's from Cam Chancellor's hometown, and he grew up watching Cam Chancellor, and he called him his hero growing up and talked about how big of a deal he is in Norfolk, Virginia. And it was a good little interview that I got to listen to. But yeah, hopefully he's as tough as his name, because that will fit in nicely on this team.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a short break. We got 3 picks left to talk about. We're going to take a short break, and then on the other side of the break, we will talk about, kind of make sense of all of the picks that the Seahawks made throughout this draft. Don't go anywhere. This is Mass Radio Sports Talk presented by 3.5 Athletes on Loot Air Student Radio.